And this is something that just as a leader, you just have to accept. And I find myself doing this, I find myself even trying to control or trying to like convince somebody but the reality of it is like, bro, I can't convince you to do something that you don't see or that, like, you got to see that yourself. And
it's true.
And the reality of it is I can maybe spark it or whatever.
Right.
But it's really got to be an internal change. And the person that's in control of the internal change of it all is God.
What is happening, people? Welcome back to Be More to Do More podcast, where we help you to become the person you become to do the things you're called to do. Your boy Tone in the building. That
culture is it. Henry A. Harden.
The what?
The third.
Don't forget the
three.
Bro,
what's up?
These people be stressing me out, bro. Man, leading people, man, will stress you out, bro.
Yeah.
Sometimes even leading your family will stress you out, bro.
Yeah.
Man, can we talk to the leaders who are all stressed out? How can we help people today, man? How can we help people today who are all stressed out from leading?
Yeah, I think today, man, like, we got to talk about we say it, right? We say trust God, right? Like, but do we really believe it? Like, do we really believe that, like, God is really going to, like, solve the problems? Yeah. Or do we want to be able to, like, keep it all in our hands and control everything?
Man, I think it's both. And it can't be both, but I think it's both.
Yeah.
Okay, in my case, it's easy to trust God when I was just leading myself. When I have nobody to influence, when I can just stop, quit my job, started a business, you know what I mean? Or, it's really easy to lead, and then you will see the results because you know that God is with you. But when you have other people who is now following you, it's a little bit difficult because now you are, I guess they are at stake as well. You know what I mean? So, and they may not see what it is that you see, or may not have been where you've been, and they just have some difficulty trusting you, and then that in return may have you to question yourself, your leadership, and trusting God and all that stuff too, man. So I think it's levels to trusting God and, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, but ultimately, I know for me, it is control.
Yeah.
But anyway, go ahead.
Why do you think that control is so difficult to give up?
Man, because control is assurance, to some degree. If I can control it, then I know the results at the end of my control. You know what I mean? Like, I know that if I can control this situation, I know that either it's going to it's going to be good or bad. And I can foretell what that is going to be, but giving up control is different. So I think, does that make sense?
Yeah. And man, it's the reality, man. Like, and this is something that just as a leader, you just have to accept. Like, you can't change people. And with that control piece, right, you really almost like borderline trying to change somebody.
That's true.
And all thing that you can do is really just, and I find myself doing this, I find myself even trying to control or trying to like convince somebody, like, but the reality of it is like, bro, I can't convince you to do something that you don't see or that, like, you got to see that yourself. And
that's true.
And the reality of it is I can maybe spark it or whatever.
Right.
But it's really got to be an internal change, and the person that's in control of the internal change of it all is God.
Yeah, that's true.
So No,
I was thinking because all in all, man, like I said, it's easier to trust God when it's just you. But when you bring somebody else aboard, you have the talents and all the things that God has imparted in them, but you also have the negative. and all the stuff that they came with, all the baggage that you have to navigate through, and try to get them from point A to point B. And sometimes, like, if you have control issues, like myself, now I ain't saying I'm controlling to the point it's toxic. I mean, I probably used to be, but it's I don't know, man. I can't really, I don't know. But it's to the point where you just want something to happen right then and right now. Now, I want you to get what I'm saying right now. I need you to get what I'm saying right now. We need to get from point A to point B, and I need to drag you. You know what I mean? Like, it's that type of thing. So, but, I think sometimes us leaders have to understand that people are people. Yeah. And they go through stuff.
And you start to treat people different too. When you have that mentality of like that control, when control controls your life, right? You start to struggle really with connecting with people. Yeah. Because you start to look at people as like a number or like as a result versus as a true human being, somebody that's really going through something. Right. And man, like when you start to do that, then it might be time for you to really shift. You know? Yeah. What you think is easier? Because you're battling yourself, really. That's true. Like you're really battling yourself, and you battling God, but like, is it easier to trust God to change that person, or is it easier to just carry that person along and just drag that person through? Like, which one is like ultimately easier?
For me, to drag that person through. I mean, you asked for easy. You didn't ask for effective. You say what's easy.
But people do, because we talked about before, right? About being comfortable and that level of comfort, and you have to have that level of discomfort to have a better. Because it is. You're right. You're 100% right. It's easier for you because of the person who you are today. It's easier to. Man, you know what? Hey, we're just gonna get through the finish line. Like, bro, let's just break it along. Break it along, right?
right. But all in all, man, like people are like just people, man. Yeah. I think for me personally, I have to understand that we all people and we come from different backgrounds and stuff like that. And we deal with different things, man. So I think once I get out of that control mentality, and here's the thing, me talking about it, not saying that I am control, because I understand where I am, in my own mission, in my own life. But I do also understand that there's a place I need to get to as a leader where it's no longer about control, but it's about the other person and coaching them and stuff like that, man. But ultimately, now I'm in the stage of learning that people, they have their own baggage, pretty much. So, yeah.
Why do you think that people rather carry somebody with them than like learning to trust God? Like, why is that? Why is it not easier to just
trust God?
Yeah,
I mean, the flesh warreth against the spirit against the flesh. The Bible say, look not at things that are seen, but at things that are unseen. Faith is hard work. You know what I mean? It's hard to trust an invisible God, and that's just reality. It's easier to trust things that we do see, but in that we have to understand that God is invisible for a reason, because first of all, he's a spirit, but most importantly, we are too. And in order for us to trust him, we have to become more spiritually awakened, spiritually alive, to see what is actually going on behind the scenes of everything. Yeah. Because all in all, flesh, what we do see is temporary. It's going to die. It's going to dissipate. You know what I mean? But the things that we do see or we don't see is eternal. These things are everlasting. So if I want information and knowledge, the information and knowledge I want is the information and knowledge that is eternal. The information and knowledge that created or established the foundation of everything you see here, even this world. That's what I want. But in order to get that, I have to be spiritually tuned up. And now I have to not drag people and just really, anyway. But yeah.
You said something very important. And it made me think about a lyric. You said that.
Wait, hold on. Go ahead. Say what you said. What I'm going to say.
Well, you said that, faith is hard work.
It is.
And here's the lyric of the week.
Wait.
Lyric of the week.
There we go. What we got? Big
Sean says, I've been working on myself, and that's the most important work, even if you don't get paid for it.
Oh.
And when you think about like trusting God as a leader and really leaning more on that faith side, or that trusting that God is going to make a way,
right?
Then making your own way, you will realize like it don't feel good in the moment because you don't get paid for it, right? Like you don't.
Right.
It's hard work, right?
Yeah, it is.
And it's uncomfortable.
It is.
But again, when you think about it long term, right? Like it's the most important work.
Right. It is.
Because not only are you going to get the result that you want to get, you're going to have people that love you in that process as well.
That's true.
So it's almost been like a player coach,
Yeah, like LeBron.
Yeah, the greatest basketball player in the world.
I mean, you mean MJ, but anyway, it remind me of what they used to say.
So much to the point they got his son on the team. You know, I keep going though.
What they say, where's Marcus? Anyway, it reminds me of what we used to say in multi-level marketing. You spend 4 hours sharpening the axe, and the last hour cutting down the tree. I mean, and that's what it is spiritually. Like having God as our leader, He's honing us to become the ultimate leader, a leader that people can trust, follow, and be inspired to become. Because ultimately, it is Him, His Son, Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. That's the purpose of us all, But it takes certain trials and tribulation, and even people who bring on their own baggage to mold us in that direction to lead them. So I think, like we said at the beginning, like it's easier to have faith in God when it's just by yourself than when having people, because again, people come with baggages. But I think there's levels to having faith in Christ, and to the point where we become so stretched that we now can lead people to Him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But let's talk about people.
Let's talk about people. Yeah.
Because you said people have so much baggage.
Yeah, they have their own baggage.
And I was thinking the other day, man.
What you got?
And I don't know if you're going to agree with this. I don't know if
Go ahead.
But I was really thinking the other day, right? And specifically about people and baggage. And there's a few truths. There's a few truths, man, that I realize it's about life.
Okay.
You know how they always say in life there's a couple things that's gonna be guaranteed, like taxes and death or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you have to pay. And I feel like especially from a leadership perspective,
right?
There's a few truths, 3 truths, whatever, that you're really gonna deal with just human beings in general.
Right, makes sense.
And that first truth that it was just I don't know, it just hit me. But we all have childhood trauma.
We do.
From our parents,
right? Or
the way we grew up, or
yeah.
We all have that childhood trauma,
right?
And it could be a situation where, and no matter the situation,
right?
No matter the situation, you got to think about it, right? You got rich people that grew up, with every single thing that they wanted, they have a whole lifestyle, whatever. But maybe their parent was, maybe they have to deal with the pressures of being kind of going back. Dang, we keep talking about Bronny and LeBron, but
right,
Bronny has some probably some trauma from being named LeBron James Sr. So LeBron James Jr.
True, yeah,
and he plays basketball,
right,
and now he's going to be playing for the you know what I'm saying,
right.
There's some trauma that comes with that, right? That he had to kind of grow up in really,
right,
and it was so crazy, bro. their second son, or because LeBron has another son, he don't have that same type of. He might not have that same type of trauma because he's not named after him. He's not the firstborn. Right. You know? Right. So it's like people dealing with stuff. Yeah. And it goes from that, but also on the further end of the spectrum, where somebody might, born in a single parent household, right, in the projects, right, that, or in a trailer park, right, that, they dealt with substance abuse. Right. Yeah. So these people that you're leading, right, we talk about the baggage that comes with them. You also have to remember what people kind of like have experienced in life, right, that make them, that give them, the way they think the way they think for a reason, right, because of the experience that they had. I think that's the epitome of leadership too. Leadership is not, I mean, sometimes it means being the first. Well, yeah, it is. Going back to, it's easier to trust God by yourself. Like you say, we all have trauma. Yeah. Maybe God has walked you through that already. And it took faith. You see what I'm saying? Now you have to be the example for the team. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I guess once you understand that as a leader, you have a little bit more patience. Yeah. You know what I mean? With the people you're leading, and not trying to drag them along and beat faith into them, but just let them know, hey, and just being relatable. Yeah. Let them know, hey, I struggle with this. I saw God. I saw the Lord reveal himself to me in the midst of this. I see you're dealing with this. I truly believe, this can happen for you too. Now, in the corporate setting, I don't know how that works out, because, we can't talk about certain things. But I think that if the Lord has revealed himself in an area that you struggle in, that they would actually see it from you or in you. You know what I mean? Yeah. If you have the patience, with them or whatever, because sometimes we can ruin that by being impatient. I know I probably have, but I'm just saying, like, we just have to have the patience with people and understand that they do have baggage, and we all have baggage. And we are here to sharpen each other and to, like you say, LeBron definitely had baggage. So Bronny may not have as much as LeBron had, but he had some. Bryce may not have as much as Bronny had, but he have some. Right. So I think the evidence of leadership, in the capacity in which we talk about, is to make sure we are lessening the baggage for the generations to come. Even if it takes using your career to do that, or in your business to do that with your team. So, yeah. You know how crazy it is? It just kind of hit me. What was that? LeBron went from not having his dad growing up, single parent, right, to having a son that's playing in a professional, one of the biggest professional sports in the world. Right. On the same, like, that's, how crazy that contrast is? Right. That's crazy. Real crazy. Right. So he's picking up, like, not even picking up where he left off. He's coming in with his own deals. You see what I'm saying? Then now he have a coach who is his dad that can kind of hone him, teach him, hey, look, you messing up in this area. Who really have not only his dad, but can be his coach. Yeah. In both ways too, just like Dion and his kids. Right? Yeah. So like the prime time. I know, man. These guys are really setting the standards of what we should be doing with our sons. Because facts. Facts. Yeah. Because now now we're bringing up a different generation of men who don't have the trauma that we had. Now they may have some, but not the trauma that we've had. Right. You know what I mean? They got a father who's there, who's leaving an inheritance, which is your favorite scripture. Yeah. Leaving an inheritance. So, yeah, man, I rock with it 100%. Yeah. It made me think about, my relationships with my sons, specifically like Alan, right? Right. Like obviously, I've found my lane in business. And, I've been trying to get him to play football or whatever. He ain't trying to do that for real. Right. Because I grew up playing, so it kind of started, like, I think the reason I'm successful today is it's because of the disciplines that I've learned.
Of course.
So like, so I'll be like, you gonna play it like, so he loves throwing it around or whatever. He ain't got that far yet to where he, whatever, but he's 15, 16, going to the 10th grade or whatever.
Right.
So, now it's like, but I realize though, like, but he's becoming like this astute business person.
Oh yeah.
Like he's in like these business, clubs or whatever.
Right.
Like, he called me the other night, talking about, hey, because he'll in the summertime he'll work with my mom to be able to earn. He's like, yeah, I earn X amount of dollars, man. Like, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get that.
Right.
But, first I gotta pay my tithes.
Hey,
but so like it's like I can see that, but then also like I'm also paying him to help me.
Right.
Like he creates my posts.
Right.
Right. Not well, like I post them, but like he like the lyrics, like he creates the graphics for them.
Okay.
And so I pay him X amount of dollars to create those graphics for me. Right.
Right.
So like teaching him so it kind of in my own little way. I'm doing
Got your
LeBron. You know what
LeBron.
I'm saying? So, but in all seriousness though, but what made me think about it though, he was like, you use your experience to be able to teach other people.
That's true.
And here's a second truth that I also found about people.
What's that?
We all fall somewhere on the scale of mental health.
Okay.
Or mental health challenges, right?
Talk to me about that.
And it's at different points, and you're at different points in different places in your life.
Right.
But because I think it's something that you always have to like keep at the forefront of your mind of asking, hey, how's your mental health?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, hey, how you feeling today?
Right. Right.
On the scale of 1 to 10, that's where the wholeness journal comes in, or the leadership journal, be more to do more.
Right.
Or sorry, the what am I doing right journal, because like it's a wholeness evaluation on that.
That's true. Yeah.
So you do have to keep that in mind when you are, leading people.
Right.
Is because understanding that like just because you're quote unquote better off than them or you're in a better situation, financially or whatever, right?
Right.
You still have to be able to connect with that person that is on the, more extreme side of mental health.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And
oh, man.
So,
bruh.
My bad.
No. And see, here's the thing, man. Like, sometimes we get beside ourselves, think we're better than, you know what I mean? But again, we've all have experienced some type of breakdown, you know what I mean? Or some type of, I know I have, man. And it took for me to get help, like therapy, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think sometimes we don't, I guess we're not too much in tune with our own selves, man. To have what's I'm looking for? We're not in tune with ourselves to have compassion on other people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, I work with GHVP, Georgia Housing Voucher Program. I was a contractor with them for one of my other jobs. But actually, I was self-employed when I was doing this. But I had 300 and something mental clients with mental illness.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'm talking about paranoia, depression, anxiety, bipolar, schizophrenia, all of those. But what I realized is that, dang, if I'm being completely honest, there's some of me in all of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like there's some, like if I get to a breaking point.
Yeah.
Remember I had a client, he was schizo. I said one thing, this dude flipped. And I said, bro, I'm gonna have to knock you out.
Stop playing.
I did. I said, bro.
Tell that man
no, because I was in his house, right? Because I had to do his renewal. And I forgot his name. I said,
no, tell his name. That's his name.
Ain't nobody gonna know. I'm sure.
You never know, man.
Yeah, that's true. But bro used to flip. Like I said something. I said, man, you doing pretty good. He said, you think this a game? You think I was playing? Nah, he just flipped.
Dang.
I gave him a compliment. And he flipped. And I said, bro, I'm going to have to knock you out. I said, you better chill out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to have to drop you on this floor because I'm in his house. I don't know what he got. I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? But anyway, that was my goal. I was going to knock him out. I was serious about that. But he calmed down. Anyway, but I realized that if we get to a breaking point, there's some of that in us too, man. You know what I mean? Like, where we can flip. But I think if we're not honest with that, then it's hard to relate to other people when it comes to that, man. You know what I mean? So leading a team and just understanding that people may be going through something mentally is needed, is needed to be at the forefront of our minds if we're in leadership. Yep. So
yeah. It made me think about, like, I feel like there's a scripture that, like, that said, I don't have it. But and it's a scripture that talks about, like, dealing with, like, strife and, like, dealing with people that, or, like, no, sorry, not strife, but dealing with people that, like not think too highly of yourself,
not think too highly of yourself.
Cause you said that.
I think there is. I know what you're talking about, but I'm gonna have to Google it. But
I think it's important though, like to never, ever think that you are more than what you are. Charlemagne always say this. He says, I never think I'm as good as people say I am, and I never think I'm as bad as people say I am.
Right.
So he kind of always stays in that middle section, right? And I think that's super important. But, like, and here's the third truth.
Hold on. Let's stick there, because I like what you say here, and I had to pull the scripture up, bro, because that hit. I didn't even think about that. Look at you, man.
Hey, man, I've been reading, but hey,
my boy
by the way, so because we was talking about this, but and I had started I can't remember what I started reading or why. I was going on this journey of learning who Jesus was, like, for myself, and like,
right, and
really like from a objective,
right,
and I've not only that I finished, like, whatever, but, like, I'm like, I don't know if I'm halfway done reading the New Testament, but
did you read through Acts?
Yeah, I read Acts.
All of Acts?
I read all Acts.
Why?
Why? But I read like a chapter a day. Like, I read a chapter a day.
You all on. You did text me about
Philemon. Yeah, like,
yeah. Dang.
So, like,
you almost there.
No, I ain't read, like,
okay.
I kind of skipped around.
Okay.
A little bit, because I'm trying to, because I never wanted to get stale. I don't want to just, like, it becomes like,
yeah.
Because and there's books, like, where it gets to that point, it's just like, it's
Old Testament for me.
Yeah.
I get you.
But I be pulling stuff out of it though, man. I know it's super sidebar, but it is what it is. We here now. Like, I sent you Philemon, right?
Yeah.
Or no, I tell you this. I'll give you this one. So, how to handle division and conflict. Titus 3:10.
Okay.
It says, if people are causing division among you, give a first and second warning. After that, have nothing more to do with them.
Wow. Like,
it tells you, like, how to deal with people that are, like, so you tell, hey, one time, hey, cool, hey, hey, calm down.
Right.
And then second time it happen, hey, tell you right now, can't deal with that. Like, boom. And then at that time, then just keep moving. Had nothing to do with them.
Man.
It just, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just,
you learn tricks and
Yeah. So, if you aren't reading the word, I recommend you read the word. but more so take notes on, like, what hit you. You know?
Oh man, that's a bar there. You got to, because sometimes I read, and like I think one of the pods we did, it was something simple, and I'm like, dang, it was deep though. I was like, it just, my spirit wouldn't let me move from it. So I was like, oh, that's deep. But I do want to read 12:3, Romans 12:3, and you just brought this up because you said we shouldn't think too highly of ourselves. And I think when we think too highly, we can't relate, we can't have compassion, especially in leadership. But Romans 12:3 says, for I say, through the grace given to me, to everyone who is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think soberly, as God has dealt to each one a measure of faith. That's a bar, bro.
Yeah.
That's a bar.
Bars.
Yeah. So, okay. You was going to number 3, right?
Yeah. And it kind of goes back into that. The highly. And the third truth is we are all on a journey of becoming.
Yeah.
Like we're continuously on a journey of becoming.
Right.
And that's where when it kind of goes back to what you were saying about like don't think too highly of yourself and like don't, because like you might be up today,
right?
But you know the saying, right? The same people you see up, you gonna see you down, come down, right?
Coming down, yep.
Like you gonna deal with that, man. It's
true.
You gonna have to be able to continuously become better every single day, and because you might reach to that, and that's the thing too, right? It's like there's the mountain, you want this mountaintop,
right?
But you got 5-10 different mountains, you know, like
right.
So you know you climb this mountaintop, you're the best that you've ever been,
right? When
it comes to physical health,
right?
Like man, like you were in pristine condition, you got 6% body fat, you feel great, you get to the doctor, you like everything is great, right?
Right.
But your marriage suck. So now I'm gonna take this plane, or I'm gonna have this helicopter come. I'm gonna grab this helicopter up, and I'm gonna just have this helicopter, you know, drive and take me back down this other mountain. Right. Now I gotta climb this mountain to becoming the best husband.
Yeah.
And I'm the best husband ever, right? I'm cooking for my wife. I'm asking her what she needs. I'm providing, right? I'm giving her like massages and you know like I'm meeting every single love language, not just the one that's important to her, but every single love language. Right. But then guess what? I gotta get back on that helicopter and I gotta get back down to that next mountain because my physical health is great, my marriage life is great. Dang, I ain't got no time for my kids.
Right.
Now I gotta become a great father. And I gotta become, you know, and then you get to that top, and I'm the best father in the world. I'm going to all the games. I'm doing everything I can. Like I'm giving them, you know, life lessons, all that, right? But then guess what? I gotta get back on that helicopter.
And it goes.
I gotta go back down. Yeah. And guess what? I gotta become now. I gotta become a better businessman. You know, like it's so many categories. Spiritual life is so many categories.
Right.
That you have to be able to do, man, and like
especially for us men, man.
Yeah, that's way too much. It's way too much, right? I just went through a whole bunch right there, right?
Especially for us men. But yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, man, like so it's like why would I ever judge somebody because of where they are when I'm not where I want to be?
Oh no, man.
You know,
I can't say that everybody's on a mission of becoming. Some people just are for real drifting, man.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I'm just be real. Some people don't want to be better. You know what I mean? Some people just want to be complacent, like we talked about, you know. And those are the people that I got the smoke with. Going back to our what we talked about the few pods ago, competitive versus they ain't on the same mission of becoming. So I got smoke with them people. If you ain't trying to become better, man, I ain't got nothing for you.
Hey, but so what do you do in that situation? You know, I'm gonna tell you.
Timothy, what you saying, Timothy?
Right. First warning, second warning.
Cut them off.
Peace.
Cut them off, man.
Like as a leader, you have to have that like respect for yourself and your organization.
Yeah.
They're like, I can't let you take us down, bro. Like,
I'm
gonna give you this first time. I'm gonna give you a warning the second time, bro. I'm gonna be maybe a little bit more, whatever. By the third time, bro, like documentation.
Cut it off.
Hey, I can't help you. I can't help you at this point.
Nope.
Because you don't want to do better.
Right. That's
you know.
And you can't pull that horse, man. You can't pull that one. So I definitely agree.
Can't pull that horse.
You can't pull that horse. They want to do what they want to do, man. So what we got? We got another one?
Nah. Oh, Tone has a lot, or has influenced me to be more subtle and more relaxed. Because I can go a little extreme sometimes.
That's only on the pod, man.
And so I won't say the number 4 one.
Because a lot of people can't comprehend that, bro.
DM me, I might tell you.
Yeah. DM. If you can guess what it is, y'all might, we might do something special for you.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. What you got, bro?
There's these truths to life, man. It's just the reality.
Well, you slick. Well, everybody got to pay taxes. Man.
Everybody got to pay taxes.
Cool, man. So if you're struggling with control, man, just to recap, if you're struggling with control, and leadership it's not really about control. I would say coaching. You know what I mean? God put you in a leadership position for a reason. There's some things that you've already been through. There's some things that you've already accomplished, or he has gotten you through, that you can actually coach the people who's following you on, you know. But here's where there's character building now, because again, it's easier to trust God by yourself, but when he began to put people under you, now this is a character building moment where you have to learn patience, to have patience with people, to love people, and to see people where they are. If they're willing to get to that next level, then you help coach that person to the next level at their own pace. I don't know, man. Career sometimes. I would say at their own pace.
Well, it depends. It depends on the career. Like, you can do it on your own pace, right? You got to do it at a pace that's higher than what the company recommends. Right. But you can still be at your own pace. Yeah. So, I mean, you know, just have patience with that person. But if they're not trying to move, go nowhere, you know, cut them off. Cut them. What now? You say, 2 warnings? 2 warnings. Cut them off. Cut it. Oh, man, I think that's all I got, bro. That's all I got, man. Hey, man, look, y'all write this down, please. But you need something to write in. Go get the Leadership Journal, man. What am I doing right? Leadership Journal from Amazon. What am I doing? WRITE. Holiness. Right. Holiness. It's a wholeness journal. Holiness. Oh, my God, man. We talk about, dang, I lost my train of thought. So you talk about stuff in that journal, man. Your fitness, your health, your mental, your spiritual life. Get to the top of the mountain, man. Stop playing. Yeah, it helps you get to the top of that mountain. But don't worry, you got like 3 or 4 other mountains to climb. So this journal helps you with all of that, man. And do me a favor, like this, please. Like on YouTube. Share this information. Hit the bell. Hit the bell. Hit the bell, man. Let's get this information out of here. We're out. Keep the head up, cause you concerned about it. Stick and move, we can get it done. Call it unity, it ain't no way around it. Cultivating, we get motivation from the big guy. We don't play about it. Going hard for the game, showing.